curve around like a skier and you're just like, yeah. But yeah, people are having a lot of questions when you ride this downtown and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, yep, that's the thisStreet. Hi guys, how's it going? My name is Fitz, and like you can see, we got here a thisStreet. That is an elliptical bike where I'm very excited about. So if you look at that type of bike, you're actually looking for like a more low impact on your knees and your joints, because like you probably are overweight or you have injuries like me. I have an injured knee, and this is basically one of the solutions if you want to do not weight training, but you want to do endurance training. So let's talk quickly about the specs. First off, this bad boy has disc braking in the front on 2 wheels and in the back on 1 wheel. What is very neat, because that can bring you to a abrupt stop if you really have to. Very important. Braking and disc brakes are key feature on any bike. Also really cool, on the back side of the wheel, you basically have a free gear ratio inside of the wheel. You would not assume this one has like any gears because it looks like a singular gear bike, but it actually has gears in there. Each gear is like a 35% increase. I usually start in the beginning with the light one, so you kind of get momentum and then you speed up and you just go. Just like a regular bike, basically. But in the end, this is also a little bit different because you can fold it down and then you basically can lay it completely flat. What is really good is you have to take the thisStreet to a different location that is too far away. I highly recommend first doing this little trick where you set it straight. Before you put your weight onto the pedal, you hold this back. Obviously this has to be very tight so you can actually hold back and stand on it and then pull back against it. This is not a static elliptical where you just go forward. No, this is a where you lean, there you go. After the beginning stages, there begins the fun. Actually, when you're like biking for like the first 3 times, you're like really quick exhausted because you're not used to balancing. Your whole core has to get used to it. You have to get into the flow with the arms and everything. And after you get into the flow, you learn to cruise, you learn how to steer. And after you're like getting familiar with it, you become more efficient and it's not anymore that exhausting. Like in the beginning, 20 minutes working out was completely sweating and being like done with everything. And now I'm like, okay, I can go like for 20-30 minutes and even longer. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, don't plan big trips. In the beginning, learn how to ride this thing, because this is completely different. It took me a while to make the first turn on the street without actually like picking it up and like rotating it. And that actually brings me also to another thing, is when you're like indoors and you want to just maneuver the bike in a tight spot, grab the handles, hold this, and now you can rotate it wherever you want to. Easier to maneuver without like actually steering. Overall, I'm very happy with the thisStreet so far, but I must also say you have to have the right expectation when you buy this thing so that you're not like getting discouraged and being like, hey, this elliptical is actually not working how I'm imagining it. Because you see the videos and you're imagining an elliptical that is just going straight forward. This is actually, you step on it and you have to balance. And in the beginning, that is the toughest part, but if you stick through this, you have a lot of fun. There comes a stage like after like a couple rides where you're like, oh, I can go fast now and I can cruise and curve. And that is then where the whole fun really begins. Like when you curve around like a skier and you're just like, yeah. But yeah, people are having a lot of questions when you ride this downtown and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, yep, that's the thisStreet. Definitely grabs attention, but it also is like a fun vehicle to cruise around. But yeah, highly recommend the thisStreet. So that are the key features about the thisStreet. So if you have any questions about the thisStreet, please comment down below, or any thoughts and recommendations or whatever you have on your mind, please comment down below. I'm very curious about it. And well, I see you striding then.